Well,
Modern technology.
yeah. So mainly, I'd like to start like where you were born and
I was born in, okay, well, let's see. We'll start right here.
Yeah.
I was born in California, in Hollywood. I was born in playing guitar probably, right after I saw the Beatles play. Beatles were a big influence on me, and
Was your family into music at all?
not really. It was just something I saw on TV, like they were having a good time. Like in between sports and playing the guitar, and eventually guitar was a hobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a hobby turned into a big career,
Mm-hmm.
But
when you started playing, then you were in school and everything.
Yeah, well,
how was that? Were you like really an outcast? Like,
yeah, exactly.
What made you like really?
Exactly. I was an outcast. Yeah, I couldn't decide who my friends were because I was doing my own thing in music, and to do that, you have to sacrifice a lot of your friends and everything you do to parties. We used to play backyard parties with Van Halen. All that party band. Anytime we were in another party band, I was in a band called Jabberwocky then.
Really?
And from there, it's like did some original bands, a lot of copy bands. And
were your parents like right behind you?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not until I started making twice as much for my father when I was a kid. So. Garage bands like Pass the Hat and stuff. But anyway, I was good enough band to play the A circuit. The A circuit is like in town, the best clubs. We were like the C circuit.
Mm-hmm.
It's in its own bumfuck Egypt to get our act together, and like for these clubs that all the good bands don't want to go out to, we make not very much money. But I did that for about 6 years, straight, and I worked my way all the way up. A couple of years later, I worked my way up to the A circuit. I played the best for a while. Played disco at the Latin in the Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
A band called Mr. Clean's band, and the guy played saxophone and his wife played drums. I played guitar. And this is probably about 77, 76, the disco area, about that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then a couple of years later,
and
I lived in Nashville for a while and played country western, And all these times I'm having different haircuts all the time. And I was playing teaching for a while. I started teaching after my last days in the club. I didn't want to play the clubs anymore. I was getting slow. This was when I was about 25 now. I decided I didn't want to play clubs anymore, so I started teaching.
Mm-hmm.
And I started teaching at a local music store called Moody Music. I did that for about a year and a half, and I picked up about, I think it was 20 students off of music, and music's making my own income. So when I'm not working, I'm sort of broke. And then I went to Lear's Music. I had about 40 students, and like I was, and it happened to me that I bought my first 4-track and started writing my own music.
So that's when you started writing for the first time?
I was writing before, but it was like, it wasn't serious as now, because now it's like I've had a taste of I've had so much playing everybody else's songs. I must have played 3,000 or 4,000 songs of anybody else's, in those days. And I had a lot of roots and a lot of influences there. My melting pot, I had my own style now, okay, so I want to do my own thing. So I had a 4-track, started writing stuff, and I started making demos, but I never thought much of them. But anyway, it got to the point where I was teaching teachers how to play. They wouldn't say they were teachers, but I find out when they leave, I was a teacher from another store down the street.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of got me pissed off, and I started teaching rock stars. I said to myself, well, I don't know if I want to be teaching very much longer, so I started making demo tapes. I got a manager and started making demo tapes and sending them to bands.
So how'd you get your first manager? How did you get into all those things?
It's a friend had some money. Same thing. I've gone through about 4 managers like that. Funny, let's see.
No, that's further. Let's not jump a few things. First, when you started writing, did you well, obviously, you learn with experience,
The stuff I was writing wasn't I had a lot of commercial experience, but the stuff I was writing is like the Guitar Hero stuff. Like, I can play all these different types of styles, okay? You name the style, I can play it. Maybe it still is. And, Mike listened to it. He was floored, and he put me in the issue, I guess. And this was taught for about another year, and then I decided to make a demo tape. I sent it to Pat Travis, because at that time, what's his face? Just before Doc McGee was doing Bon Jovi, the Scorpions, the Motley Crue, he was doing Pat Travis. I said, oh, come on, Doc, and of course he played that. I went, yes. And this was before they did the 9-0. I listened to their album, I listened to the parts, and I was like, God, they ripped that right off of my tape. When I sing The Lonely Heart and stuff, I haven't got the tape, I'm going, wow. I sent one to Geddy Lee because he was going to do a solo album at the time with Break Off a Rush. I sent about 8 tapes out. I sent one to Kiss.
Yeah.
And, well, the rest is kind of history. Mike Barney gave the tape. No, this is not Mike Barney. This is I was hooked up with Grover Jackson now.
Yeah. So how'd you get up to that?
Yeah. Okay, Grover Jackson had the ends with all these people to tell me who are the best. Paul would go, we just fired him. Who's the best 8 guitar players you know? And at the tip of it, I used to do seminars like at the NAMM show. I'd be the guy at the booth and he'd say, Sharp Album, this before I had the big companies being sold out to like another company, like little. All these people go by and be like me playing all the time. These guitars are hot. Look at that guy playing. That'd be me playing all them fast. Paganini, bikini runs, before all these other Yngwies came along. And I made a tape for Paul. I sent it to Paul. I guess Paul was listening to it in his bathtub.
What kind of tape was that? Like
it was he wanted just me to send 3 songs, 3 of my guitar playing. So I was in my little 4-track. I had an apartment down. I never liked it. So I couldn't even tell you anything. In fact, when I was teaching, I had a couple of my students would go, hey man, if you have the new Kiss album, bring it in because I want to learn a couple of songs. They would tell me which ones were the cool ones or the bad ones. So I got an audition with these guys. They're going, yeah, sure. Okay, but I guess Paul was listening to it in his bathtub and he was floored and he just freaked out. He even called me about every 3 or 4 days. He's like, I'd be in the studio and he'd say, Paul Stanley from New York is on the phone. He wants to talk to you. So I have to interrupt my studio. I'd be on the phone for about 2 hours.
Yeah.
I had like 4 or 5 people waiting to take lessons. They'd be like, yeah, I'm like, we want the money back. So they finally decided that they were going to audition me. They weren't going to audition any other guitar player. They had to, and they finally found that slug. This is at SIR in New York.
SIR in New York.
And he says, stand up. And he goes, yeah, you look the part. You look cool. I'm going, great. At least I look the part, because I was tall. I weighed like 30 pounds less than. I didn't know they were going to dye my hair black. I didn't know they were going to pierce my. They're going to change my name. I didn't know they were going to make me wear leather boots. I didn't know I was going to live in Manhattan. But they had all this in mind, like when they're looking, yeah, you'll do the part. Right, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going, okay, so we get into the SIR studio, and I guess Paul and Eric come in, some of the management and stuff. And ironically, like, they really didn't like the way I played it all because I wasn't playing with them, I was playing over them, when you have a drummer, like you play behind the beat or above, in front of the beat or behind the beat.
Okay.
They're always playing behind the beat. I was always playing in front of the beat because
that's Kiss's style, actually.
Yeah, behind the
beat.
they go, Mark, play behind the drummer, like lay back, because I was always playing in front of it.
Yeah.
So I always played that way. So it's like I'm playing behind, and they're going. A quick story at the audition, it's like. How fucked the audition went, I'm playing my ass off. It's like, where's the AGG, and I'm going, and they go, no, you're not playing it right, Mark. And I'm just playing it like more staccato. Mark, you're doing it wrong. I'm going, how easy? Here I am playing violin pieces. I can't even do this stupid stuff. They didn't like. I started doing pizzicato. I started muting the string. They're going, Mark, we don't care if you put mozzarella sauce on it. Play it like this. So right there, I knew it's like they weren't into like even top or any harmony theory or anything like that. Any of the fundamentals. They just like, it's worked for us this song. Do it this way. So I was watching Paul. I actually took my guitar. I lowered it as low as this, and I watched his wrist go up like this. I started going like this. We started playing together. It was funny.
And it worked.
And I'm going, man. I felt like an 8th grade guitar player. I was going, man. I'm fucking, because I didn't have any technique. Because when you lower your hand down, or lower your hand, go down, you don't get your technique. See, so this is our reason.